decided to reflect on some of the stories of Beningbrough's sort of 300-year history, and some of them are highs and some of them are lows, and some of them are nice kind of reflective stories about the history of the people who are here. One of the families who lived here, the Dornay family, they were connected to the Earl Grey family of Earl Grey tea. There's a lady who's just on the wall to my right, and her grandfather was the Prime Minister, Charles Grey, and he received a sort of diplomatic present of tea flavoured with bergamot oil, and so he gave his name to the tea that we now know today as Earl Grey tea. There's one of the installations that I think is one of my favourites actually, which is some tea trays that slide down our great big cantilever staircase right in the centre of the hall, and they're kind of a little bit of a play on the fact that one of the families that lived here, their children used to sledge down the stairs on tea trays a bit like toboggans, so even if it wasn't snowing outside they had their indoor fun, which is a nice kind of memory and a bit of reflection to the house. So we're standing in front of a portrait of Lady Chesterfield, who was the last lady who lived here with her husband, Lord Chesterfield, and together they really lavished a lot of money and furniture and attention onto Beningbrough and made it a really luscious hall. She spent a lot of time living here at the hall, whereas her husband, his work and a lot of his business and everything was down in London, so he spent quite a lot of time away in the city. And really they were brought together through a marriage of convenience. Her interests really were very much around country pursuits and in particular horse racing. She had a fantastic set of horses that raced all around the country, and one of whom, Suncastle, who was his name, he won St Ledger, and that was her sort of pride and joy really. We also have a new selection of works from the National Portrait Gallery, and they're one to represent each era of Beningbrough. So we've got a beautiful 18th century portrait of the Walker family, and a 19th century portrait of Octavia Hill, who was one of the founders of the National Trust, and then this beautiful portrait of Alan Bennett to represent the 20th century. And as a good Yorkshireman from Leeds, it's really nice to have him back home in Yorkshire, and it's actually painted by another Yorkshireman, Tom Wood.